you know the names of the U.S. residents who then became the presidents and got a view from the White House Lou of Pennsylvania Avenue?
Hi there, you're listening to Karis Frazier, and I am here to introduce you to Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States. Calvin Coolidge was born on Independence Day, 1872, in Plymouth Notch, Vermont. His full name was John Calvin Coolidge, Jr., but dropped the John from the beginning of his name later on in his life. His father's name was John Calvin Coolidge, Sr., and his mother's name was Victoria Moore Coolidge. Tragically, his mother died when he was only 12. Coolidge married a schoolteacher named Grace Anna Goodhue in 1905. Together, they had two sons, John and Calvin Coolidge, Jr. John was born in 1906, and Calvin Jr. was born in 1908. Calvin Jr. died when he was only 16 years old. The cause was blood poisoning from a blister on his foot after playing tennis outside with his brother. Coolidge graduated from Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts. He majored in law. Coolidge soon acquired his own law office and was elected governor of Massachusetts in 1918. Coolidge appeared on the ticket in 1920 alongside Warren G. Harding. Warren Harding was running for president, and Coolidge was running for vice president. Harding would soon win the ticket, and Coolidge is reported to have been bored with this position. Warren Harding's campaign proved to have many scandals, including the Teapot Dome scandal. He died in office in 1923 due to a heart attack. When the word of Harding's death reached Calvin Coolidge, he had to be sworn into office right then and there. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, his father, being a notary, swore him into office by the light of an oil lamp with his hand on the family Bible. In 1924, he won the presidency fair and square with that election. His slogan was "Keep Cool with Coolidge."
Warren Harding, he does fine.
It's Calvin Coolidge next in line.
Calvin Coolidge quickly gained a reputation as a man of very few words. Calvin Coolidge saw many world changes during his presidency. In 1924, Charles Lindbergh flew from New York to Paris on the Spirit of St. Louis. In 1928, Amelia Earhart was the first woman to complete the transatlantic flight. On a lighter note, this is when A.A. Milne's House of Pooh Corner was published, beginning the Winnie the Pooh franchise. Coolidge signed a bill granting citizenship to all Native Americans. Calvin Coolidge was the president during the Roaring Twenties, including flappers, short haircuts, short skirts, and the Charleston. The Jazz Singer was released as the first talkie movie, or a movie with sound. Babe Ruth hit his home runs during Coolidge's presidency. Also, Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse first appeared on screen as Steamboat Willie. In 1928, Coolidge would sign the Kellogg-Briand Pact, or the Pact of Paris. This pact outlawed war as a means to settle disputes, and was signed by 15 other nations. The U.S. recognizes Chiang Kai-shek's nationalist government of China and signs a tariff treaty with the Chinese.
He's got curly hair. I never cared for curly hair, but he's got curly hair.
Calvin Coolidge was known as Silent Cal. This was because, aside from his national addresses, Calvin Coolidge didn't speak very often, and when he did, the words were few. He is reported to have said, when asked by a young reporter if she had bet her friends if he could say more than 3 words to her, he simply stated, "You lose." Apparently, Mr. Coolidge didn't like to use the telephone while he was in office. The most interesting fact about Calvin Coolidge is that every morning for his exercise, he would ride his mechanical horse due to an early childhood allergy to horses. Now, he would always wear his hat, but not always his clothes. He also enjoyed having his head rubbed with Vaseline as he ate breakfast in bed. His favorite food? Pancakes. Calvin and Grace Coolidge were known for the menagerie of animals that they had at the White House. You could say it was a zoo. During his term in the White House was home to Peter Pan, a terrier, Paul Pry, an Airedale, Calamity Jane, a sheepdog, Boston Beans, a bulldog, King Cole, a shepherd, Palo Alto, a birder, collies named Rob Roy, Prudence Prim, Ruby Ruff, and Bessie, chows named Blackberry and Tiny Tim, canaries named Nip, Tuck, and Snowflake, cats named Bounder, Tiger, and Blackie, raccoons named Rebecca and Horace, Ebenezer, a donkey, Smokey, a bobcat, Old Bill, a thrush, Enoch, a goose, a mockingbird, a bear, an antelope, a wallaby, a pygmy hippo, and some lion cubs. Calvin and Grace took Rebecca and Horace, the raccoons, almost everywhere, and even let them roam around the halls of the White House. Here they are at the White House, with sculptures of them. Another Coolidge animal at the White House is Rob Roy, Grace's beloved white collie.
The next president to lead the way, well, it just might be yourself one day. Then the press will distort everything you say. So jump in your plane and fly away.